Hi, welcome to Chapter 16, Integrated Marketing Communications. This is Mamurjan Rahimov at Webster University in Tashkent. This video recording became possible thanks to UNESCO Unitwin Open Courseware Open Education Resource Initiative. So this is very important topic. Now when marketers talk about communication, about promotion, we tend to talk about integrating all the promotion mix and integrating it with 4 P's and within the communication promotion mix. That's why many universities who teach communications majors, they don't teach marketing communications, they teach integrated marketing communications, abbreviated as IMC. So we have 8 learning objectives. First, define integrated marketing communications. Second, describe the steps of the communication process. 3, recognize the definition and objectives of promotion. 4, summarize the 4 elements of promotion mix. 5, explain the factors that are used to determine the product's promotion mix. 6, describe how word of mouth communication affects promotion. 7, discuss how product placement impacts promotion. And 8, list major criticisms and defenses of promotion. Alright, so let's begin. So what is integrated marketing communications? It is coordination of promotion and other marketing efforts for maximum informational and persuasive impact. So IMC for short, integrated marketing communication, fosters long-term relationships and efficient use of promotional resources. Coordinated multiple marketing tools to produce this synergistic effect requires a marketer to employ a broad perspective. So you have to go beyond internet marketing, you have to go beyond billboards and radio, you have to go beyond just magazines and newspapers. So you should be able to coordinate them, you should be able to see the big picture. Alright. Now, integrated marketing communications is increasingly becoming accepted by companies, both for-profit companies and non-profit companies, as well as government organizations, because it gives consistent message to customers. So your radio, your outdoor, your online, and all other types of promotion that you may use in your campaign say the same thing. They're linked to each other with visual elements. Same background, for example, same visual elements. Coordinate and manage promotional efforts and synchronization of promotional elements. Use more precisely targeted promotional tools. Use of database marketing in order to target better and protect consumer privacy. So when we think about integrated marketing communications, I would like to mention priceless campaign of MasterCard, which has made it into one of the major payments cards worldwide. This priceless campaign, they ask, it's almost like crowdsourcing, they crowd idea. They ask people from around the world to submit ideas of priceless moments. So they record that and they choose the best ones and they use it in their communication. Before this one, um, they had slightly different, but the keyword was priceless. So priceless campaign has been running for over a quarter century. So what they did previously, so this is one of the earliest ad campaigns. This is a screenshot over TV advertising campaign of Mastercard. So the script was always the same. You know, settings changed, people changed, but the story was always the same. They kind of named the shopping list and the prices, but at the end they always mention something which is really priceless. So here in this particular ad campaign, the father and son they go to a baseball match together. So baseball tickets they buy for $25. Hot dogs, popcorn, sodas, $18. Having a real conversation, priceless. So they always say there is something money cannot buy, but for everything else there is Mastercard. So this was an advertising campaign which ran several decades, and it grew into Priceless Moments campaign, which is pretty much the communication continuation of this advertising campaign in slightly different form. Think of it as a facelifting. So, and they did this one in magazines, in TV, radio, and billboards. So that way they were able to make MasterCard one of the most frequently used cards in the world. So, communications is sharing of meaning through the transmission of information, right? And the source could be a person, group, or organization with a meaning it tries to share with the receiver or an audience. Okay, so not long ago we had Elon Musk present his Cybertruck. Of course, there were some how to say unplanned things happening here, where he tried to prove that the glasses were crush proof, and he threw a couple stones, but of course the glasses didn't break down, but the stones left big marks on the car windows. But anyway, just presenting of Cybertruck by Elon Musk. So he was the source because he's the inspiration of millions of entrepreneurs and young people. So it was something. So receiver is individual, group, or organization that decodes a coded message. So it could be you, me, or people of the same profession or people who like the certain kind of product. And coding process is converting meaning into a series of signs and symbols. And one of the popular ways um, for encoding among marketers, among advertisers, is to let how to say to let the customers do some of the encoding by themselves. How to say yes, trying to encode something, some puzzle into their advertising. For example, this advertising of Absolute Vodka from Sweden, which came like a storm and captured lion's share in American market, and largely thanks to advertising. So broadcasting is prohibited, but they advertised in certain magazines and went in different, and they were highly localized advertising. So, for example, in LA, if you fly over LA, you'll see a lot of houses, and pretty much every house has a pool in the back. So, what the advertisers did, they made a pool in the shape of the absolute vodka bottle shape, right? So, this was their visual element they held on to. So the bottle was a centerpiece because the liquid is colorless and in many ways very similar to other vodkas. So that way they were able to differentiate their advertising, their product from the rest of the competition. For example, they went to Chicago and they did this kind of advertising. Absolute Chicago. Why do you think the cap and the letters are flying away? Not everyone knows because you have to understand what how Chicago is known among locals and you know people who visit this city. It's called the Windy City, right? So wind is taking away the letters and the cap of Absolute Vodka. So they were able to target each city, each region with very high precision visually. And I'm not a drinker and I don't encourage you to drink, but it's worth learning ways of how they ran this advertising campaign and let people guessing. They even in the simplest images, they put some meaning and they encoded very meaningful things and let customers decode it and they left a little bit of puzzle there. So if you want to think about it, of course, this is now they also just like the Mastercard, they upgraded. They went into their advertising campaign, which also lasted for uh, more than 20 years, I believe. It grew into in an absolute world advertising, so you can look it up in an absolute world in Google and you can find their current ads, which also are very meaningful. So here is the simplified communication process. As we said, the source could be organization, a person, right? And then we are coding a meaning into a message and putting it into communication channel. So it could be radio, TV, internet, billboards, you name it, and customers uh, decode the message, and they receive, right. This is decoding process. This is encoding process. So this is receiver, the or audience, and they give feedback. So this is feedback loop, so that you could improve your communication process by getting as much feedback as possible. And then there is noise always, right, in the communication process. Even while I'm talking right now, birds are singing and cats are playing outside, and there's some noise. But it's not just just sound noise. It could be visual noise. It could be other types of noises which we have to take into account while building a communication campaign. So, communication channel, the medium of transmission that carries the coded message. And as we said, the coding process is converting signs and symbols into concepts and ideas. For example, this screen on elevator could be your communication channel. So if you're targeting companies and people who work in a particular building, this would be one of the most ideal ways to at least get people, get brand awareness. For example, if you have a restaurant near this skyscraper, so by putting there some of your special offers or images of your food, you can attract some people or get people interested. So when we say noise, it could be anything that reduces communications clarity and accuracy. Uh, here's whenever I think about noise, when I teach about noise, I also want people, usually noise is associated with sound, but it's also visual noise. For example, look at here, how many ads all over the walls. This is Times Square in New York from a couple years ago. So it's so much visual noise. So it's very hard to make sense who is trying to advertise what. So putting your advertising there, yes, thanks to high traffic, maybe it will pay off, but it's not the best investment because of too much noise. And what is promotion? So promotion is communication to build and maintain favorable relationships by informing and persuading one or more audiences to view an organization positively and to accept its products. So, first of all, you have to create positive image about your company through your ads, through your promotion. So, promotion's goal is stimulate product demand and build customer relationships. Most organizations expend a large amount of resources on promotion. So, as we said earlier in integrated marketing communications, so it's very important to get feedback from the customer so that you can continuously improve your integrated marketing communications campaign. These are possible objectives of promotion, and certain promotion campaigns can combine several of these goals. So it may be create awareness, stimulate demand, identify prospects. So let's look at some of them. So a lot of advertising, especially for new products, is for creating awareness. So awareness is crucial to initiating the product adoption process for new products. For existing products, promotional efforts create increased awareness of brands, product features, image-related issues, operational characteristics. So we can think of several types of promotion, different types of stimulation of demand. So primary demand is for a product category than a specific brand. So your advertising could be directed at creating demand for product category. For example, not a particular brand of juice, but you might try to increase juice consumption as a whole in a certain region. Pioneer promotion is a way to stimulate primary demand. Promotion that informs consumers about a new product. And if you want to stimulate selective demand, then you would be talking about a specific brand. Speaking about different types of demand, we should also note that there is of course, seasonality of demand, but through communication process, through promotion, companies could, lower ups and downs by, advertising off-season products uh, to customers. Another purpose of advertising promotion is to get people try your product, and trial techniques are some of the trial techniques are listed here: free samples, coupons, test drives, limited free use offers, and contests, games. So I just want to mention one free sample. So you probably have little kids or little brothers and sisters, and when you are at home, they are the first to grab your phone and start playing, right? So uh, I would like to recommend you this cartoon, very famous cartoon from Canada. It's called Caillou. It's a French name, so a lot of letters are not pronounced. So Caillou is actually a long-running, very famous cartoon. We discovered this cartoon in the United States, and our children uh, pretty much grew up on it. They learned English, they learned manners because Caillou teaches good manners. Um, so compared to Caillou, Russian Nu Pagadi is a violent cartoon because there are crashes and there are, a lot of violent scenes there compared to this cartoon. So a few years ago, we discovered that Caillou had a lot of educational games on Play Market and App Store. So we downloaded some games from Caillou. So it was like a free sample. So they have the game contains 10 sections and only one section was open. So after playing that one or two open sections, the free samples, my son really wanted to go into other sections. So we ended up buying the entire game. So really this promotion worked. So by giving us free offers, they were able to sell us the whole game. And our son has really enjoyed this. Has been enjoying this game. By the way, they said each section, if you want to open section by section, they said each section is uh, like 99 cents. But if you would like to open all the sections, which were like uh, 50 or 60 sections, they said 2.99. Of course, this was like great value for 2.99. You get to open 50 or 60 sections in the game. So we ended up buying the whole game, and it was great. I really appreciated this promotion campaign. So let's pause it here. When we come back, we're going to talk about identifying prospects.